Hello again. If you pay any heed to what you are told by the average politician, academic, journalist, or intellectual, you will perhaps come away with the impression that immigration has been of inestimable benefit to Britain and Ireland, and that it has had the effect of making those countries wealthier, better educated, and more tolerant, as well as solving the problem of our ageing populations. All those doctors and engineers, architects and lawyers who have left their own homes, often due to persecution, and come here to make us more prosperous in the long run. The difficulty with such a picture is that it is often not in accord with the man and woman in the streets experience of immigration, which often doesn't seem to be improving society at all. I am making no judgment as to which of those perspectives is the correct one, mind you, merely pointing out that there is definitely a dissonance between what we are told about immigration and what many people actually find in real life. I thought that a recent court case from Ireland might serve to illustrate my point. Although it sounds like a story taken from a comedy sketch show on the television, this is a genuine news report, to which I give a link in the description to this video. I will summarise it. Last July, a blind Lithuanian called Gintaras Jankauskas was cycling along a dual carriageway in Ireland in the middle of the night while he was hopelessly drunk. He was arrested, and it was found that this was not the first time that he had committed such an offence. He had been convicted before of riding his bike while drunk after he had crashed into a vehicle which he had not seen. He did not see it, of course, because he is registered blind. There was a great deal of confusion when he was arrested because, as his lawyer said in court, although he has been living in Ireland since 2005, almost 20 years in fact, he doesn't have a word of English for a man who has been here so long. It appears that he is an alcoholic, and his defence solicitor added that his client is currently stuck in Ireland because he cannot work due to his disability. Just to sum up, here is a man from Lithuania who moved to Ireland 19 years ago and is incapable of working because he is blind. He has not learned a word of English in all this time that he's lived in the country, and he's in the habit of getting drunk and riding around on a bicycle while he's drunk and blind. Now, I am not, of course, drawing any conclusions about Lithuanians in general, and nor am I saying that blind people are a burden to a community. One remembers, for example, David Blunkett, the former British Home Secretary, who was blind from birth. Both blind people and Lithuanians can be useful and productive members of society. What we need to ask ourselves are questions about the kind of people that abandon their countries and go off and live somewhere else. What sort of people in general leave their country without having a job to go to and just fetch up in somebody else's country? Do you think that people who are prosperous and settled do this? Are successful doctors and other professionals likely to give up their own countries and turn up somewhere without any money on the off chance that things will be better for them in this new place? Or do you think that it is more likely to be the unskilled, those without a settled lifestyle, who haven't done very well in their own country and think that things might improve if they emigrate? The answers to questions of this kind might go some way towards explaining why the immigrants that many people meet in Britain and Ireland do not often turn out to be those people who are making the country richer with all the taxes they pay, the type invariably spoken about by politicians when discussing the subject of immigration. I may be wrong, but my guess is that Gintaras Jankauskas may very well be more typical of the immigrants one actually meets in the street than all the brain surgeons and financial high flyers of whom our elites so often speak.